Katy Perry, pop goddess, chart-topping singer and dazzling performer, once ruled the music world with unstoppable flair. But now the tides are turning. Why is so much hate suddenly directed at this beauty? This downfall didn't erupt overnight. So, what's really fueling her crash? Come, let's explore. Chapter 1. The Blue Origin Backlash. Katy Perry's recent journey to space was supposed to be a historic, empowering moment. But instead of applause, it ignited a firestorm that might just mark a turning point in her career, for the worse. On April 14th, Perry boarded a Blue Origin spacecraft alongside an all-female crew, including Lauren Sanchez and Gayle King. The mission, pitched as a tribute to women in science and exploration, seemed like a perfect fit for the fireworks singer. But once the capsule returned to Earth, Perry found herself not celebrated, but scorned. The backlash was swift and merciless. Critics didn't hold back, calling the short 11-minute voyage tone-deaf, gluttonous, and parody-level cringe. Model Emily Ratajkowski questioned its value. Amy Schumer and Olivia Wilde lobbed sarcastic jabs. Even Wendy's fast food chain took a shot. To make things worse, Perry wasn't just criticized for the flight. She compounded the drama by integrating space-themed costumes, props, and choreography into her ongoing Lifetimes tour. Many interpreted this move as doubling down on what was already seen as an egotistical stunt. Instead of reading the room, Perry leaned into the backlash, and that only fueled it more. But perhaps the most damning blow came from fellow pop country queen Carrie Underwood, who replaced Perry as a judge on American Idol. Chapter 2. American Idol Replacement. When asked about Katy's space trip, Underwood dismissed it with a cold laugh. "The day I go to space will be when the good Lord decides my time on Earth is done." Ouch. It wasn't just shade, it was a clear dig at Perry's decision, wrapped in spiritual superiority. While Underwood stayed grounded, literally and figuratively, Perry was floating in zero gravity, singing "What a Wonderful World" to a camera, holding a daisy for her daughter, and flaunting the set list for her next tour. What some might call cute or symbolic, others labelled narcissistic and out of touch. Even Lionel Richie, her former fellow judge on American Idol, couldn't resist adding his commentary. With a half-joke, half-jab tone, Richie said, "Get out the capsule," later suggesting he's been in space since the 70s with Bootsy Collins and the Ohio Players. The mockery wasn't subtle, it was mounting, and truthfully, her time on American Idol had already become more of a liability than an asset. Once considered a breath of fresh pop flair, Perry's judging style eventually leaned toward uncomfortable. One of the most damning moments came with 19-year-old contestant Benjamin Glaze. After he confessed he had never kissed a girl, Perry surprised him with a kiss on the lips, aimed for his cheek, but missed. The moment was played for laughs on television, but viewers weren't laughing. It felt wrong. It was wrong. The power imbalance, the lack of consent, the national stage, it all turned into a mini-scandal, and the public took notice. Then came her uncomfortable feud with contestant Nutsa in 2023. After Nutsa's duet, partner accused her of not practicing enough. Perry told the young singer to show more grace. Nutsa, clearly emotional, tried to apologize, but Perry doubled down, criticizing her sparkly outfit and glitter-heavy look. That moment was so jarring that, for the first time in Idol history, the audience booed a judge. Perry's face said it all, shock, followed by forced poise, as the tide began to turn against her. And of course, who could forget the mom-shaming of Sarah Beth? After the contestant revealed she was a mother of 3, Perry dramatically leaned back in her chair and cracked, "Honey, you've been laying on the table too much." A supposed joke, but it landed like a slap. The internet erupted, accusing Perry of disrespecting motherhood while simultaneously promoting herself as a champion of women's empowerment. The contradiction was too glaring to ignore. Since she lost her spot as a judge, all her past issues are coming back. And this is just the start. There's still more holding her back. Chapter 4. Old Wounds Resurface. One of the most glaring red flags for many fans was her continued collaboration with Dr. Luke, the producer accused by Kesha of sexual abuse. At a time when much of the music industry was distancing itself from him, Perry stood by him, citing creative chemistry, but appearing indifferent to the broader implications. This move, seen by some as prioritizing career over conscience, damaged her standing among those who once viewed her as a feminist icon, and that feminist branding has also come under fire. Critics argue Perry used girl power as a marketing tool rather than a guiding principle, cherry-picking moments to seem empowering while failing to support meaningful causes when it really mattered. As fans looked deeper, they began to find cracks in the foundation of her musical persona. Some accuse her of lacking artistic evolution, recycling styles and themes without the creative growth expected of a pop star of her stature. Meanwhile, real-world blunders didn't help her case. She was fined for filming a video in a restricted area without proper permits, and public relations flops, like throwing pizza at fans or promoting space tourism during a time of global inequality, only made her seem more tone-deaf and disconnected. Chapter 5. Legal issues. Perhaps the most haunting controversy was the legal battle over a convent in Los Angeles. Perry attempted to buy the property, but the nuns living there opposed the sale. One nun, Sister Catherine Rose Holtzman, even collapsed and died during a court hearing. Just hours earlier, she had pleaded with Perry to please stop. The optics of a billionaire pop star battling elderly nuns were damning, and despite legal victories, Perry's image took a significant moral hit. The damage didn't stop there. In 2024, Perry was involved in another legal storm after acquiring a California mansion from Carl Westcott, an elderly man reportedly suffering from cognitive decline. His daughter, Cameron Westcott, accused Perry's team of exploiting her vulnerable father. Cameron's emotional public statements reignited criticism about Perry's ethics and her seeming willingness to benefit at others' expense. It all got stirred after her Blue Origin trip. But does she deserve this much hurt? On Instagram, she broke her silence, admitting that she feels battered and bruised, calling the internet unhinged and unhealed, yet choosing to respond with love. The world may have turned cold, but not everyone walked away. Maybe, just maybe, her journey isn't over, yet we can't ignore that all that is happening is her fault.